Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode Season 2. As you can see behind me, there's a few new things, especially on this floor right above my head, and I have also done some planning on twitch.tv/Fikibreaker, so go follow me there. Links are in the description, and you can just follow and get notified of when I go live, which is going to be today at 6 p.m, so that is actually 3 hours after the video goes live. I think that should be good. Alright, so let's begin today's episode. Alright, so the planning that I did on stream was for an advanced generators gas generator, if that makes sense. And for that, I needed a whole lot of materials and a whole lot of crafting steps went into it. And for that, I needed some metal presses because this one makes gears. This one, which I needed the most really, is making rods. You can see that over there. And then this guy over here is making the wire, which I also needed quite a bit of aluminum wire for all the crafting that we did. And apparently some copper wire, so we can put that away. But the metal presses aren't that difficult to make. They require 2 pieces of steel scaffolding, which are these 2 blocks generally. And then the middle one is a redstone engineering block, then it's a piston, and then a heavy engineering block. So all of those aren't too difficult to get. And we just made those, put them in the floor here. Then I have an extracting conveyor belt, which if I toss an item that can be extracted is going to pull it into the belt, process it, and put it into this storage crate. The power is generally input here from the top, so we just have one of these crystals. I believe it's this one that is linked to the, it could be the other one. Yeah, this guy, heavy engineering block. Yeah, those are the 3. So that is all good. I probably should put a torch in here so we don't get any sort of mob spawns. I made a torch launcher, by the way, because it's basically just a throwable torch. And I think it has like 256 durability or so. Then I needed a bunch of seed oil, so I set up a chestnut tree. We have a mechanical user in which I can toss in some bone meal just to demonstrate. I grab just 9 stacks because we're gonna need it. I don't know if I grab 9, it doesn't really matter, but we can toss that in and do that. And then my magnet picks everything up, but if we sneak, we don't really pick things up and it gets put into that item collector, but that just bone meals gets us chestnuts. The chestnuts we then tossed into here. It makes seed oil. Seed oil gets turned into impregnated sticks because I needed a bunch of those as well. So let's grab just a bit of wood. I grabbed that much because I noticed I had just 1 left in here, so we're gonna do that. And that should process into more impregnated sticks. And apparently I tossed wood in the wrong slot. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, sweet. So the crafting that I did is all in this magical big backpack. So this is all the things that I made. I made an electrolytic separator, a PRC, which is a pressurized reaction chamber. I have made all of these advanced generators things. The Enderium turbines were not really the most difficult thing to craft, to be honest. They just take Enderium, and we made a bunch in these machines right over here. We used the melter to melt the ender pearls, and then we combined those with lead platinum alloy, which you can make in the alloy furnace, to make Enderium. And we just made a bunch. I think we still have quite a bit left. Enderium, we have 138 left, and I made, I don't know, as much as I got to platinum, pretty much, in my system. So that is that. We have a gas turbine controller, which required a whole lot of crafting. And then I'm not going to go too much into everything else that I've crafted because you can just find the recipes in JEI, and that is pretty good. So down here in the old, new, old base, something, I have a bit of a plan. So I want to do the whole cavey thing, and we're going to need to do a bunch of landscaping and changing of the colors in the walls, but I want to at least set up the machine and then change the area around it to make it look pretty. So we're going to have a 5x5x3 machine, which is going to be Enderium turbines, gas turbine controller, fuel mixers, fuel tanks, high density, flux generator, gas intake valve. Okay, so we need a place where we want to make we want to separate the water in the electrolytic separator, and then it needs to get input into the thing. So I think we're going to put this here, and we're going to put some sort of like pathway going underneath this, and then under this we can set up the making of ethylene, I believe is the right thing that we need. Then we need the gas turbine controller, which is going to be the whole multi-block. Then we need fuel tanks and Enderium turbines, and all of these just have like a random normal texture next to them. So we need a place where we're going to output power. So I think that is best put just directly on top, and we can eventually put just a flux point there, and that can be a thing. Let's just connect this up so you can see that this is a generator now. And then we need the high density power capacitors, which, you know what, we're just going to hide these because they don't, because I have 10. And you know what we can do? Hold on, we're going to do it like this. Let's bring these up to here. And then we're going to put 3 like so, 3 like so, because we can have up to 10 in here. 3 like that, and 3. Oh, I don't have 3. Right. We'll do this. Hold on. We're going to put 2 there, 2 there. And we're going to hide these somewhere in the middle. So bam, bam. There we go. And then we need a fuel air mixer and a gas mix compressor. So that can go right here. Gas compressor is going to go back here. Then we need fuel tanks, which we can put like so, in like all of these corners. You know what? We're going to put these in a different spot, and we're going to put the fuel tank there and another fuel tank here. That looks a bit odd, but that's fine. We can put these here and just hide them around like so. And then the rest should just be Enderium turbines, right? Like so. And it really doesn't matter how you build this, but the maximum is 50 turbines, which produce a total of 80,000 RF per tick. This will use, I think, 7.2 millibuckets of ethylene per tick. So now I need to just do a little bit of building around this to make this look a little bit nicer. We're gonna go kind of like this with the wood to just get it encased a little bit and get a nice setting in here. I need to break up the ceiling a little bit more just so we have have everything a little bit more open. That was a bit too much of vein mining, but I will do a bit of building. Also get a pathway going down here so we can set up a nice little basement underneath where we can set up the production of hydrogen and oxygen and all the good stuff from Mechanism. I am pretty sure I have the technical part of this complete. We don't really need much to run this, and it produces 80,000 RF per tick for very little cost, and is way better in terms of power production per, let's say, block or something, than the gas burning generators from Mechanism. Like, this just makes 80,000. I don't know how much each of those gas burning generators makes, but I think they use up way more ethylene than this does. So if we, for example, need another 80,000 RF, I don't think it's too difficult to just go and make more Enderium and just turn that into, well, make a bigger or another generator is what I'm trying to say. Just make another one. But for the time being, I think 80,000 RF per tick is going to be more than what we ever need. So let me explain how all of this works. This is the power output, and we need an ultimate universal cable here, or just another sort of cable. We could even put a capacitor bank as well on top here. But apparently the energy conduits do not directly connect to this for some reason, which is weird. They might connect to, I don't know, because this does micro infinities per tick, and the advanced generators, you have a Tesla generator, you have a Forge energy emitter, so maybe one of these would work, but you also have voltage emitters, which is EU power, and I just used the flux generator, which should be redstone flux. So this connects to the ultimate universal cable, even though that does FE, but that is fine. So down here, we have these thermoelectric generators. These are my kind of backup power because I remember in the previous season, in season 1, I eventually sometimes when I unloaded chunks and when I left the game running or for some reason, it used up ethylene. So we were out of it. And then the machines that were using the power from the generators stopped working. So I had to give them some sort of like power to get them started up. So we have these thermoelectrics here in the bottom. They are just 6 of them, so that's going to produce 300, 600, 900-ish RF per tick. A little less than 900, I think. So that is going to be just the backup power to keep all of these machines stocked with power. But all of these are super upgraded, and I don't think we even need this advanced crushing factory. So I think I'm just going to go make a regular old crusher and replace that, because one of them should be plenty for what we need. And we also need to get some keys out and do the drawer thing. So I believe we don't need to store biofuel, because that is only used in the PRC and to make the biogenerator and to infuse different types of stones and stuff. So we don't really... Oh, that was a quest. Okay. So we don't really need to keep a stock of this. So we're just going to have a void upgrade, if I have one here. On top of this, actually, no, we don't need a void upgrade on this drawer. We're just going to make as much as this drawer can hold. So that is 4,000. And that's going to be kind of the backlog of biofuel. And then PRCs here, or sorry, substrate. We have a full storage bus, or storage drawer. My brain is very weird today, apparently. So we have a full storage drawer with emerald upgrades. So that's going to hold, I think, 100 and something thousand of substrate, because this is used to make HDPE pellets, which are used to make HDPE sheets, which HDPE sheets are used in some sort of recipes here to make the solar neutron activator. I think we need those at some point. They might have gotten removed for what we need, but I think it was these. Yeah, there they are. Solar neutron activators. We need them for this. So whenever we need the substrate, we can just come and grab that out. So the electrolytic separator, unfortunately, this machine is not smart, and it has to have its back facing to us, because this is on the left, this is on the right. So if I flip it, this is its left side, this is its right side, if that makes sense. So I just put the water source here just to have something that fits in that sort of area. And I think we're just gonna fill this in with Jasper and get it like texturized with some stairs and stuff, and then cover everything with facades to get it all nice and looking beautiful. So like that. The cloches here, I could be going away with just having one cloche. That would be an option, but I decided to just go with 2. And we're also not gonna put any upgrades on this drawer. So as soon as we fill up this, the cloches aren't gonna use any more power. And in the back here, we can just put some of this, some of that, some of that. So that is nicely covered, and we just need a facade over there, and you cannot see anything else behind, which is really cool. I also will probably not put a glass floor here. We're just gonna put something wooden, and then I need to get a pathway going down here that is gonna follow this line and gonna go around here, and then it's gonna go turn down again so we can get to the thermoelectric generator room. So I believe this sink is gonna move a tiny bit. Where can I move it so it's not gonna be in the way? Probably here. We can just say extract always active, because the PRC needs water. This guy is getting water from the infinite water source. And then the cloches need water, which they have it hooked up with the cabling everywhere pretty much. So then the gases, we're producing hydrogen in here. It goes into this guy to produce ethylene. The ethylene gets extracted out of the bottom, goes through the conduits here, through the middle, and up to the gas, or to the turbine. So the gas turbine. So that is good on power production, and I think I will clean all of this up and do the building on livestream, because that way I can just chat around and dig around and get it looking nice and neat. And we're gonna start actually transforming this cave into a proper base. But I really wanted to get a proper power solution here, just so we can start slowly moving all of the machines that we have over here into this base. So we're gonna make probably another ME controller and just start planning out where we wanna have the whole bulk of the ME system, and if we wanna use P2P tunnels or not, if we just wanna run dense cables everywhere, and maybe run dense cables in a way where we can reduce the amount of channels that we have so we don't cause that much lag on the entire base. But yeah, that is looking really, really cool, and it is producing a whole bunch of power. And now that I'm looking at it, I might take the engine room turbines that I have on the bottom and just hide all of these ugly looking blocks and just have everything with like the little spots and the controller kind of like in the middle. That I think could be cool. And this feels like a nice point to end the episode for today. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. You can also subscribe to see new videos. You can support me on Patreon and Twitch if you want. And I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.